Ah, the Minnesota Vikings. Welcome to the channel. Obviously, this is That Square Sports Podcast. This is Chris, and I'm going through every single NFL team doing a draft grade. We'll talk about their wants, their needs, and how they should have broke it down. And obviously, yes, I know the schedule just came out a couple days ago. Guys, don't worry, we'll get to that. That's going to be more of a June thing. I'm kind of pushing towards that. This is just want to finish up here on the draft. Pretty much, in short, Minnesota, what they needed the most was quarterback, and once again, quarterback. Then, of course, number two, what I think they needed, obviously, was the edge rusher for the trade with Hunter. And then, finishing off everything, receiver, definitely receiver. Now, a lot of you were probably saying, well, they have Jordan Addison, they have Justin Jefferson, and I don't know who the third guy is. I think it's Powell, something like that, whatever. I really believe they either need a tight end or receiver they could have won this draft. So, let's see what they did. Let's see how they did. And let's dive in. Let's dig it. Let's go get it, bro. Obviously, their first overall pick at number 10, J.J. McCarthy. I'm not in love with J.J. McCarthy. I'm not a fan of J.J. McCarthy. Take a deep breath. I believe that Sam Darnold probably will be starting, probably resurrecting his career in Minnesota. That's just me. But I will say this. If Sam Darnold does have his career resurrected in Minnesota, J.J. McCarthy now becomes a wasted pick at 10, which doesn't seem bad now, but we'll just see how it goes as time goes on. Let's just say that. I'm not in love with McCarthy, like I said, like these ESPN analysts were. I just kind of didn't see it. I thought that this guy was either projected to be a third or fourth round type pick. That's just me, but they really went and pulled the trigger on the dude, and they traded up to get him. So I wasn't a fan of that, but it is what it is. So they're going to have to choose between him and Sam Darnold, and that's just how it's going to be. Obviously, you can tell I'm not in love with it, but I am in love with pick 17. Damn Dallas Turner. Now that's, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you take a draft night. The Dallas Turner, who is pretty much was the best edge rusher in the draft, was the best defensive player, I think, in the draft. Him and Adrian Cooper are the two top defensive players that I had. But this right here says a lot about what the direction of the Vikings defense is going to be, and I do like that. Kyrie Jackson as well at corner. I love that too as well. Dog, especially in the Senior Bowl. He was a great pickup. With that being said, too, Walter Rousey out of the University of Oklahoma. Opposite side of Morgan, of course. Yeah, I mean Guyton. Sorry, Tyler Guyton. I do think that he's not as bad as people made him out to be. I know that a lot of attention went to Tyler on that offensive line, and he did hold his own very well. He's really good with the one-on-ones on the edge rushers. But then again, in the Big 12, it's not too many. They really don't play defense effectively in the Big 12 like that. But for him to do what he did all right to me on there. I think that's not a bad pick. Kicker. I never played kicker, so I ain't going to even analyze kicker. All I'm going to just say is, hey, he make field goals. All right, cool. When he got drafted in the 7th round, all right, cool, whatever. Michael Juergens out of Wake Forest, center. Okay. I have to watch more tape on this guy. I'm not going to lie. I have to watch more tape to see what direction he's going to be. But I do know about this guy, Texas A&M Commerce, Levi Drake Rodriguez. I do like him in the middle, the plug, aka the plug. That boy, Big Nasty, Big Nat, can stop the run. I do like these guys that are coming out of these small schools at defensive tackle and stuff like that. Because it's like they really just don't get the recognition that they deserve when they're at these smaller schools. Obviously, it could be grades, money, financial problems, whatever it is. Because the way the NCAA world is working now, Alabama's no longer the pipeline state. The pipeline college anymore. It's whoever's got the bag, whoever's got that McDonald's bag late at night. And obviously, Levi Drake Rodriguez could have went to any Power 5 school. I do believe that. Late bloomer is usually how it goes. But the guy knows how to get off tackles. He knows how to get off blocks. Knows how to stop the run. Disruptor of the pass. He is a great mix. Just a great mix. So let's go ahead and look at the overall, guys. So obviously the Vikings, they needed a quarterback. I said quarterback, line, receiver, and edge rusher. What do? They do get a quarterback. I'm not in love with it, but they did get a quarterback. They got the edge rusher / linebacker. So, of course, obviously effective there. I do like that pick. Receiver, they didn't get one. I can understand that. They might have picked one up. They might could pick one up in the free agency. They probably could pick one up in undrafted free agency. I'm okay with that too as well. And then after that, it was a lot of just luxury picks, that I call them, building their defense back up to where they should be. Because I think in their division, it's going to be probably one of the hardest divisions. The Packers got better. The Lions are already better. Then on top of that, the Bears, they have improved vastly just on paper. I want to see how it all gels, obviously. But it is what it is when it comes to that. The Vikings did their part on getting what they needed. They were probably coming into me in the draft that night, pretty much a couple of games won ahead of the Bears just because of their whole roster stature. So it's funny to me, we're actually having this conversation that the Bears and the Vikings might be at the bottom, top tier of this division and probably winning maybe 8 or 9 games. That's the funny thing that we're having this conversation about, that I'm having this conversation with myself about. But I don't see the Vikings on the level of the Bears. I think the Vikings are better. I think the Vikings did what they needed to do in the draft from their perspective of what they needed versus what I thought they should get. But it is what it is on that. Vikings fans, please comment down below. As a Texans fan, I want to say thank you guys for sending Hunter down there. You guys did a great job of that. We didn't utilize our second round pick very well. That's just me, but it is what it is. And y'all have a good one. Take it easy. Peace.